Listen up, because this is something that a lot of men just don't get. Are you still wondering if that girl is actually interested in you? Let me make it clear. Women don't always make it easy for you. Often, flirting comes disguised as such subtle signals that if you don't catch them, you end up looking like a complete fool. So, pay attention, because today I'm going to teach you how to read those hidden signals that women use when they're interested in you. But before we dive in, let me say this up front. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep creating the content you need to stop being clueless in your relationships. Come on, if you don't do it, you'll keep being the guy who doesn't understand anything that's going on around him. Now, let's get to the point, because I know you don't have time to waste. If you're here, it's because you want to know what behaviors those women who are flirting with you are showing that you might be missing. I'm breaking down 7 behaviors they use to show their interest that you've been foolishly ignoring until now. No more excuses. Here's everything you need to know. 1. How to interpret subtle and accidentally close touches. Look, I'll make it simple. If a woman touches you accidentally, take notice, because it's not as accidental as you think. Those unintentional touches aren't random. They're totally intentional. She's testing you, seeing how you react. If you don't notice this, you're missing a clear opportunity for connection. Stop pretending to be oblivious. Touches are a form of flirting. They're a way to break the physical barrier, and if she does it repeatedly, she's looking to create closeness with you. Don't be naive and pay attention the next time you feel that accidental brush of her hand or arm. What she wants to see is if you dare to play along, or if you're going to keep being a fool who doesn't get it. 2. The way she responds to your messages with details. Here's where many go wrong. She responds with details, takes her time to text you, shares things about her day, and you still think it's just a normal conversation. It's not. When a woman is interested, she opens up more in her messages, shares more about her life, even details she wouldn't share with just anyone. If her messages are long, detailed, and filled with questions for you, it's because she's trying to keep you engaged. If she responds quickly and enthusiastically, it's a clear sign of interest. But don't come back with, "Oh, she's just nice." Don't get confused. Niceness has a limit, and when it surpasses that threshold, she's flirting. Don't leave her waiting and respond in kind, because if you start being cold, she'll get tired of waiting for someone who doesn't react. 3. Does she appear happier and more energetic around you? Here's another point where you miss it. You've probably noticed that when you're around her, she seems happier, livelier, more energetic. And sure, you think she's like that with everyone, right? Wrong. If you see that her attitude changes when you're around, if she suddenly laughs more, jokes more, or seems to be in a better mood when you're near, it's because she wants you to notice. Women don't do this for just anyone. If she's more effusive, more willing to chat or laugh when you're nearby, it's a clear sign of attraction. Don't be so oblivious and start paying closer attention. She's putting in effort to appear more interesting to you. For the discreet and affectionate compliments she gives you, this is where it gets trickier. She compliments you subtly, but you don't know how to interpret it. Sometimes it's in a joking manner. Other times she'll throw comments like, "I love your sense of humor," or "That shirt looks great on you." And you, being a fool, take it as just another comment. Well, no, buddy. Those compliments are her way of letting you know she finds you attractive, interesting, or even special. She's lowering her guard with you, and if you don't catch this, you'll lose her. Women don't give compliments to just anyone, so if she's doing it with you, it's because there's something more behind it. Don't be naive. 5. Does she seem very concerned when canceling plans with you? This is a classic. If she has to cancel plans but apologizes 1,000 times, gives you more explanations than necessary, or seems overly worried about how you'll take it, it's because she cares about your opinion. Genuine and detailed excuses indicate that it really bothers her not being able to be with you at that moment. If she weren't interested, she'd simply cancel and that's it, without all the fuss. The problem is you're taking this as just a formality. It's not. She's anxious because she cares about you, because she doesn't want you to think badly of her. There's a strong sign that she's emotionally invested in you. Don't ignore it. 6. How she seeks justification for your interests and opinions. Another thing you might not notice is how she starts showing interest in the things you like. Suddenly, she asks more about your hobbies, what you think, what you enjoy doing. Why? Because she wants to get closer to you, she wants to know what drives you, and in some cases, she even starts pretending to like those things too. Let me tell you, if a woman starts showing curiosity about your interests and tries to find common ground, it's because she wants you to see her as someone compatible. Don't doubt her interest when she does this. It's a clear sign of attraction. 7. Does she become more active on social media related to you? This behavior is another clear sign that you can't ignore. If she suddenly starts liking all your posts, commenting on your photos, or sharing things related to you, she's trying to get your attention. Not just in person, but online too. If a girl does this, she's trying to make you think of her. She's trying to be present in your digital life. Don't play blind, because this is a conscious effort to stay on your radar. So there you have it. 7 clear signs that a woman is flirting with you. Don't be so foolish to keep ignoring them. The next time she accidentally touches you, sends those detailed messages, or appears more cheerful and energetic when you're around, take action. Because if you keep doing nothing, it's not that she'll lose interest, it's that you're closing all the doors yourself. Did you know she might be attracted? 8 signs you'd never notice. Yes, you heard right. You might be so lost in life that you don't even notice that girl you know is sending you signals of interest. Don't worry, because today we're going to uncover those signs that are there but that you've never noticed. But before we start, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep growing together, and you can stop being the guy who always ends up in the friend zone. Now pay close attention. 1. She uses your name frequently. Look, if a woman frequently uses your name, it's not just because she likes the sound of it. She repeats it because she wants to establish a closer connection. It's her way of personalizing the conversation, of making you feel important. And let me tell you something. When a girl keeps mentioning your name, she's reminding you that she's thinking about you. It's a subtle but effective sign. So next time you hear your name from her, don't take it lightly. Give it importance because, believe it or not, she's showing interest. 2. She pays attention to your social media posts. If you think she's liking your posts on social media just out of courtesy, you're very wrong. When a woman starts interacting more with your content, she's trying to get into your world, to be present in your life even when you're not together. It's her way of saying, I'm here, I'm watching you. Don't ignore those likes or casual comments because they're her way of staying close to you, of showing that she cares about what you're doing. Don't be blind, open your eyes. 3 small, unintentional touches. Let's be clear. If she touches you, even subtly, it's a sign of interest. A brush on the arm, a touch on the shoulder. It's not a coincidence. Women don't go around touching just anyone without reason. If she touches you, even discreetly, it's because she's attracted to you. She wants to be closer, to feel you. Sound familiar? If you're not catching these little touches, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Don't be foolish, pay attention. For she asks personal questions. If a girl starts showing interest in your life beyond superficial chit-chat, it's because there's something more. If she asks about your hobbies, your family, or your dreams, she's trying to get to know you better. Why? Because she's interested. It's not just curiosity. She wants to see if there's something more between you two. If she's delving into your personal life, it's because she's genuinely invested in knowing who you are. 5. She repeats things you say. Notice if she starts repeating things you've said before. This is a tactic women use to create a bond, to show that she's paying attention to you. If she brings up something you mentioned in a past conversation, it's not random. It's her way of showing that what you say matters to her, that she remembers and values your words. Don't ignore this. It's a clear sign that she's interested. 6. She mirrors your actions and body language. Mirroring is a psychological tactic used to create connection. If you notice that she's adopting similar body language, repeating your gestures, or mimicking your tone of voice, she's trying to establish rapport with you. It's a sign that she's comfortable around you and that she's subconsciously trying to connect with you. If you're not picking up on this, you're missing a crucial sign of interest. 7. She gets nervous around you. Believe it or not, sometimes nervousness is a sign of attraction. If you notice that she seems a bit anxious, stumbles over her words, or seems fidgety when you're around, it's because she's nervous about making a good impression on you. Don't mistake this nervousness for disinterest. It's the opposite. It's her way of showing that she cares about how you perceive her. Pay attention to this behavior. She reaches out to you first. If she's the one starting conversations, sending messages, or calling you, it's a clear sign that she's interested. Women don't waste their time reaching out to someone they're not attracted to. If she's making the effort to contact you first, it's because she wants to be in touch with you to keep the connection alive. Don't wait for her to always be the one to initiate. It's a sign that she's putting in effort and that you should do the same. In summary, if you see these signs, don't keep being clueless. Women are often subtle in their approaches, but when you start paying attention, you'll see the signals clearly. Don't be the guy who misses all the signs and ends up alone while others are taking advantage of these signals. Open your eyes, make the effort, and you'll start seeing better results in your relationships. If you found this video helpful, Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content like this. Stay tuned, because there's always more to learn about what women want and how you can improve your relationships. 10 subtle signs a girl is attracted to you without saying it. Have you ever wondered if the girl you like is actually interested in you? Because let's be honest, most men have no idea how to read the signals a woman sends them. They just stay lost, unaware that she's giving them hints all the time. Stop being one of those guys who doesn't get it. Today, I'm going to teach you how to spot those subtle signs she's throwing your way when she's interested in you, even if she doesn't say it directly. Before we dive into the details, I need to ask you something important. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This not only helps me keep creating content you need to hear, but also helps you avoid making the same mistakes over and over. Come on, don't be lazy. Do it now and stop waiting for miracles in your relationships. All right, let's get started. There are many ways a woman can show her interest without clearly saying it. And if you don't know how to identify these signs, you're missing out on opportunities. So take note of these 10 behaviors because each one is a door opening for you to do something about it. 1. Does she go out of her way to sit closer to you? Look, this is something many men completely overlook. If she chooses to sit close to you, even when there are other options farther away, it's because she wants to be near you. It's not a coincidence. Women don't do that for just anyone. If, in a group or in a public place, she finds a way to be as close to you as possible, that's a clear sign. But you, of course, take it as normal. Big mistake. That small detail of physically getting closer is a subtle way of breaking the barrier of distance. It's not random. It's a conscious choice to be nearer to you, to share the same space, and sometimes even to feel your presence more closely. Stop ignoring it and start realizing what it means. 2. The details in her messages that reveal her secret interest. Here's where you often mess up. Women who are interested in you don't reply with short or one-word answers. On the contrary, their messages are full of details. They tell you about their day, ask about yours, or share things they wouldn't tell just anyone. If a girl takes the time to write to you with dedication, she's investing in you. And what do? You don't notice and keep replying with empty messages. Wake up. If she sends long messages, asks questions, and replies quickly, it means something. It's a conscious effort to keep the conversation going. Don't take it lightly. If you don't pay attention, you'll be missing out on a valuable opportunity. 3. How to notice if she's disappointed when you can't see her. This is one of those points where many of you, men, simply don't grasp the seriousness of the situation. If she seems disappointed or sad because you can't see her, it means she really cares about spending time with you. It's not just a friend thing. If she tells you she's disappointed, apologizes, or you even sense a bit of sadness in her tone, it's a clear sign that she was eagerly looking forward to that time with you. What happens is that you think it's not a big deal, but you're wrong. If she's emotionally affected by not being able to see you, it's because she's emotionally invested in you. Don't take it lightly. 4. Does she give you subtle and affectionate compliments? Here's where many men fail miserably. She gives you a compliment about something you wear, your appearance, or even something you do, and you take it as just another comment. Big mistake. Women don't hand out compliments to just anyone. If she says something looks good on you, likes your style, or even admires something about you, she's trying to let you know she sees you in a special way. But you, like a fool, don't understand it and let it go. No more, buddy. If she takes the time to compliment you, it's because she's seeing you in a different light. Start reading between the lines and realize those compliments are not just casual remarks. 5. How she seeks your opinion on everything. If a woman constantly asks for your opinion on all kinds of topics, she's not doing it out of mere curiosity. She wants to know what you think because she cares. She's including you in her decisions, thoughts, and conversations because she values you. And what do? You completely ignore that this is one of the most important signs of interest. When she seeks your advice, approval, or just wants to know what you think, it's because she's elevating you in her scale of importance. Don't get confused. This isn't just because you're a good friend or because she wants your opinion out of courtesy. It's because she genuinely cares about you. 6. Notice if she asks for your help frequently. This is another point you completely ignore. If she asks for help with small or big things, it's not just because she sees you as a good Samaritan. It's because she wants to be closer to you. She sees you as someone she trusts and wants to create an excuse to spend more time with you. If she asks for help with something, it's a way to open the door to more interaction. Don't just think it's a coincidence. Women often ask for help from the men they're interested in. And if you don't do anything about it, you'll be closing a door she's opening for you. 7. Does she become more expressive and cheerful in your presence? This is a classic. If you notice that she behaves differently when you're around, more expressive, happier, or just more alive, it's because you have an effect on her. If she laughs more when you're present, seems to be in a better mood, or her body language opens up more, it's because she likes you. Don't doubt it. But of course, you think she's like that with everyone. No, buddy. That extra joy is because your presence makes her feel good. Pay attention to those small attitude changes when you're near. 8. Does she ask you about things you know she's interested in? If she suddenly asks you about things you know she's interested in, she's not doing it out of mere curiosity. She wants to know more about you, wants to align with your interests. This is a clear sign that she's trying to find common ground with you. Don't ignore it. When a woman starts asking deeper or more personal questions, she's trying to get closer emotionally. It's a subtle way of telling you that she's interested in you. 9. How to read nervousness in her behavior around you. Nervousness is one of the most revealing signs of attraction, but many men simply don't know how to interpret it. If she seems a bit nervous when she's near you, if her body language becomes awkward or she seems more restless, it's because she feels something for you. That nervousness is not random. She's trying to handle her emotions, and even though you might see it as discomfort, it's actually a clear sign of attraction. Pay attention to those moments when she seems less sure of herself when you're around. 10. How she interacts with you on social media. Last but not least, pay attention to her activity on social media. If she likes your posts, comments on your photos, or even shares things related to you, she's trying to grab your attention. Don't doubt it for a second. If a girl takes the time to interact with you online, it's because she wants to be present in your life. It's not just casual behavior. It's her way of keeping you on her radar. Don't play dumb and respond to those interactions. There you have it. 10 subtle signs a woman might use to show she's interested without saying it directly. Don't keep being the guy who doesn't get the signals and misses out on opportunities. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stop being the man who always stays in the dark when it comes to understanding women. If you pay attention to these signs and act when necessary, you'll see how things start changing in your favor. The 5 unexpected behaviors that show she has her eye on you. Listen up, because today I'm going to reveal something you probably didn't expect. There are women around you who are sending you signals of interest, but as usual, you're letting them slip by. If you're the type who never notices anything, who doesn't know when a woman is genuinely interested in him, this video is for you. But before we dive in, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. You can't stay in this ignorance, alright? Today, you're going to learn how to interpret those subtle behaviors women use to tell you, without words, that they have their eyes on you. And if you don't pay attention, you'll be condemning your love life to failure once again. 1. Does she seek you out in crowds? How to interpret her attention in social settings. Imagine you're at a party or some social event. Everyone's talking, the noise is high, but you know what? If there's a woman interested in you, somehow she'll always be looking for you with her eyes. If you notice that when you speak, she's watching you, or if when you're in a group, she always finds a way to pay more attention to you than to others, don't doubt it. She has her eyes on you. Now, don't be the typical fool who thinks she's just being nice. No, she's showing that you are the center of her attention. If you don't react and return the gaze, you'll remain invisible to her. 2. How she reacts when you cancel plans. Signs of disappointment reflecting her interest. You're always making plans, and she's always willing to see you. But what happens when you cancel those plans? If you see that she seems a bit disappointed, even if she tries to hide it, that's the trick. Women are very good at masking their emotions, but if you notice a small change in her attitude when you tell her you can't meet, it's because she truly values the time she spends with you. If you keep putting things off or don't take the initiative, brother, you're ruining your chances. Don't be the guy who always has more important things to do. If she feels let down when you can't meet, it's a clear sign she wants more from you. 3. How to read the small touches and physical proximity. Nonverbal signs that you're liked. Here's where most men fail miserably. Subtle touches are not accidental. If a woman finds excuses to touch your arm, your shoulder, or sits closer than necessary, she's sending you a message. And what do? Probably nothing, because you think it's normal, right? Well, it's not. Touches are a way of getting closer to see if you respond, but without being too obvious. If you don't react to those small gestures, she'll think you're not interested. So wake up and realize, it's time to act. The next step is in your hands. 4. Does she change her communication style with you? The difference between casual and interested approaches. When a woman treats you as a friend, her communication is casual, quick, and direct. But when she's truly interested, everything changes. You'll notice she takes a bit longer to respond, but her messages are longer, more detailed. She cares about what you say, asks questions, takes an interest in your day-to-day life. If she spends time writing you, responding with more than a simple yes or no, she's telling you she values you more than you think. If you keep not noticing, she'll quickly lose interest. Don't let her see you as the guy who can't read even an obvious hint. 5. How to identify secret interest in her questions and comments. What her curiosities reveal about her feelings. When a woman starts asking you about your plans, your likes, or even your past relationships, she's not doing it out of mere curiosity. She's trying to get to know you better, to find out if you're the type of man she could be with. If she asks about what you like to do, who you hang out with, or how you feel about certain things, she's creating space for both of you to get to know each other better. But if you respond in a dry or evasive manner, she'll assume you're not interested. Don't complain later if she distances herself. She's opening the door for you, so seize the opportunity. 6. Does she give in quickly in difficult conversations with you? How a submissive attitude can be a sign of attraction. Have you ever noticed that, in a discussion or complicated conversation, she gives in quickly? It's not that she doesn't have arguments, it's that she doesn't want to create conflict with you. When a woman is interested in you, she'll often avoid arguments to not ruin things. So if you see that, instead of confronting or questioning you, she simply agrees with you and lets things go, it could be because she doesn't want to lose your interest. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're always right. It's a clear sign that she cares enough to set aside her pride. 7. The way she modifies her behavior at social events. How her changes indicate she's watching you. Watch how she acts at social events. If you see that her behavior changes when you're around, she becomes more nervous, more talkative, or simply seeks to be near you, it's because she wants to get your attention. And if she follows your movements, if it seems like she's always in your orbit, don't deceive yourself into thinking it's a coincidence. She's trying to get noticed. But if you do nothing, if you don't give any signals back, she'll quickly lose interest. So if you notice these changes, react. Does she offer unexpected help? How unselfish assistance can reveal her feelings. When a woman offers you help spontaneously without you asking for it, it's a sign of interest. She wants to be present in your life, to show you that you can count on her. She might help you with something small, like giving you advice or doing you a favor, but the message is clear. She wants to be close to you. And if you don't get it, brother, you're missing an opportunity. Don't think all women help you just out of friendship. If she does it repeatedly, it's because she's looking for something more. 9. Does she offer unexpected help? How unselfish assistance can reveal her feelings. Listen, if a woman offers you help without you asking for it, and does it spontaneously, it's not a coincidence. Women tend to get emotionally involved when they're interested. If she's always available to lend a hand, whether it's something small like giving advice or something more important like helping with a personal problem, it's a sign that you matter more to her than you think. It's not that she's a good Samaritan wanting to help you for no reason. What's happening is that she's looking for any excuse to spend more time with you and prove she can be valuable in your life. So stop thinking it's just kindness. That unselfish help is a red flag that there's something more behind it. If you keep ignoring it, you'll just prove you don't understand anything. 10. How to identify interest in her reactions to your stories and anecdotes. Signs that she's genuinely interested in you. Pay attention to this because here's where many fail. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she doesn't just listen to your stories. She reacts to them in a special way. If she laughs more than she should when you tell a silly joke or shows excessive interest in something you're sharing about your life, it's not just politeness. She's showing genuine interest in everything you say. And be aware, it's not that she's interested in what happened during your day. She's interested in how you feel about it, how you think, and who you are as a person. If she looks at you attentively, smiles, or even encourages you to keep talking, she's looking for a deeper connection. What you can't do is think she's just being polite. If she's emotionally involved in your stories, it's because she really likes you. Now, my friend, with everything I've told you, you no longer have an excuse to keep being the guy who never understands the signals. If you felt ignored or rejected by women in the past, it's probably because you weren't paying enough attention to the subtle signals they were giving you. Women aren't always direct, and they're not going to tell you straight out that they like you. They show you with their behavior, with those small actions that often go unnoticed. So it's time to open your eyes and stop being the fool who lets opportunities slip away. Pay attention to how they act around you, notice the details, and please start taking action. If they're giving you signals, it's because they want you to approach, to show interest, and finally stop being that guy who never gets it. Now that you know how to read these behaviors, what are you going to do about it? Take control of the situation. How to know if she has a secret crush. 7 clues you need to know. Alright, are you ready to find out if that girl who has you spinning your wheels has a secret crush on you? Because let's be honest, most men are terrible at picking up on signals. They're so caught up in their own heads, so worried about not looking foolish, that they miss the most obvious signs. But don't worry, I'm here to help you decipher those little hints she's leaving behind. Because yes, if a woman has a crush on you, she's going to show it somehow, even if it's subtle. So pay attention. And before we continue, I'm warning you right now. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because I'm going to tell you what you need to hear to stop being that guy who doesn't get it. Do it now or you'll stay in the dark with your relationships. Okay, let's get to the point. Women have ways of showing their interest without saying it directly, and if you don't learn to identify them, you're going to keep missing out on opportunities. Here are 7 clues that will help you know if she has a crush on you. And I'll tell you straight up, if you recognize several of these signs, do something. Don't just sit there doing nothing. 1. Does she ignore you when you're not around? This is something many men overlook. If she doesn't pay much attention to you when you're not around, or if she seems a bit distant, don't automatically take it as a sign of disinterest. Many times, when a woman has a crush on you, she might avoid showing too much interest overtly, especially if she's trying to keep control of the situation. If you notice she doesn't actively seek you out when you're not around, but when you are, she gets nervous or more attentive, that's a clue. It's a balancing act, and you need to be smart enough to notice that shift. It's not that you don't interest her. She's trying to manage her feelings without you noticing. 2. Uncover the real reason behind her subtle sadness. This is where you need to pay close attention. If you ever notice she seems sad or disappointed when things don't go as she expected, like if you can't meet up or if something comes up, don't ignore it. That sadness doesn't always have to do with her day not going well. It could be a sign that she's emotionally invested in you. And sure, you might think it's no big deal, but if she shows visible signs of being affected, it's because you matter more than you think. Women don't usually show their emotions so clearly unless there's something more. So, if you notice that subtle sadness, it's time to ask yourself if she feels more for you. 3. How to identify subtle flirting in casual conversations. This is a point where you're failing. Women aren't always going to throw out blatant flirts. Sometimes, flirting is so subtle it hides behind jokes or casual comments. Has she dropped hints, commented on how you look, or mentioned you should do something together sometime? If she has, open your eyes. It's her way of flirting without being too obvious. She's not always going to say, I like you directly. But if you see she's interested in keeping light and fun conversations with you, she's trying to make a connection. Don't take it as just a game because behind those casual words, there could be real interest. For, does she find excuses to be near you? Let's be real, women don't get close to you by accident. If you notice she always seems to find an excuse to be near you, like asking for help, sitting close, or even passing by where you are for no apparent reason, pay attention. Women do this when they want to be in your orbit, when they want you to notice them without being too obvious. She might not say it in words, but those little moves that bring her closer to you are clear signs of interest. If she constantly finds a way to be nearer, don't ignore it. 5. How she explains canceling plans. Another important point is how she behaves when she has to cancel plans. If she apologizes excessively, gives many explanations, or seems overly concerned about how you'll take the cancellation, it's because she really cares about what you think. Women don't usually do this unless they're interested in you. If she didn't care, she'd just tell you she can't and leave it at that without all the fuss. But if you see she's making an effort to justify the cancellation and wants to reschedule, it's because she doesn't want to miss the chance to be with you. Stop underestimating these details because they're telling you a lot about her feelings. 6. Notice if she becomes more energetic around you. If she suddenly transforms when you're around. If she seems happier, more active, or even more talkative, it's because your presence is affecting her. Women don't do this with just anyone. If you notice her energy changes, that she becomes more animated when you're in the same room, it's a clear sign that you're on her radar. It's not that she's suddenly become more sociable. It's that you're in the equation, and that makes her feel different. And you, as always, don't realize it. But stop being so clueless and start noticing those changes in her behavior. 7. Do her messages have a special touch for you? Here is where many of you fail miserably. If her messages to you are different from the ones she sends to others, if you notice she pays more attention to you, or even that her responses are longer or more detailed, don't take it as just a gesture of kindness. Those details in the messages are not coincidence. She's investing time and effort into communicating with you, which means she's more interested in you than you think. If she sends long messages, shows interest in learning more about you, or even writes to you frequently without you initiating first, that's a clear sign she's trying to get closer emotionally. Don't ignore it because those digital interactions count too. 8. Does she pay more attention to you in a group? This is a key point many men overlook. If in a group setting she gives you more attention than others, if she seeks to start conversations with you, or if her eyes seem to follow you, it's because she clearly sees you in a special way. Women don't usually focus so much on one man in a group unless they're interested. If you notice she's interacting with you more than with everyone else, that's a clear sign. It's not a coincidence. It's interest. And if you don't do anything about it, you'll be missing out on an obvious opportunity. 9. Do you notice nervousness when she's near you? If you see her a bit more restless or nervous when she's around you, it's because she cares more than she lets on. Nervousness is a natural reaction when someone interests us. If you notice her body language changes, if she touches her hair, plays with her hands, or avoids eye contact, it's because she's trying to control her emotions. Don't take it as a negative sign. It's a physical response to the attraction she feels for you. So the next time you see those little gestures, don't just sit there. They're an opportunity to get closer to her. 10. How she alters her behavior on social media. Last but not least, let's talk about social media. If you notice she interacts more with you online, likes your posts, comments on your photos, or shares things that interest you, don't take it lightly. Women use social media to send signals too. If she's becoming more active on your profile, it's because she wants to be present in your life, even if it's digitally. Don't ignore it because those interactions on social media are as valid as any other sign of attraction. So there you have it. 7 clues to know if that girl you like has a secret crush on you. Stop being that guy who doesn't get the signals. Start paying attention because if you recognize several of these signs in a girl, it's time for you to do something. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't stay in the darkness of ignorance. If you understand these signals, you'll have an advantage over the rest, and you'll know when to act. No more excuses. It's time to move.